Governor, where's the money coming from?
As the state faces yet another budget deficit, this time estimated at $1.5 billion, we decided to press Governor Moore on the facts of his overall spending and tax plan.
Would you consider pausing any spending in light of another billion-dollar deficit?
Well, here's the thing that I can tell the people of the state of Maryland. We are going to, for the fourth year in a row, introduce a balanced budget. We are going to introduce a balanced budget, and they'll see with this budget, as I've said, there will be no tax increases in this budget. But we are going to make smart, strategic investments in our long-term growth.
Governor, where's the money coming from?
I'm sorry.
Where's the money coming from?
We are going to introduce a balanced budget. As I said, that for the fourth year in a row, we will introduce a balanced budget.
Governor, you're facing a $1.5 billion deficit. If it has to be a balanced budget, you either raise taxes or cut spending. Which one is it?
Well, as you said, we're not raising taxes.
So you're cutting spending.
Okay,
We are going to make smart strategic investments.
Thank you. Thank you.
After not providing a clear answer to our direct questions, Governor Moore's team ushered Maryland's leader away as he shook his head.
It's interesting. That's an interesting turn of phrase, investments instead of spending, just like they say revenues instead of taxes.
We asked Senate Minority Whip Justin Reedy, a Republican, about the governor's used terminology.
But what happens in Maryland is for them to make their investments, they are confiscating more and more dramatic amounts of money from everyday working Marylanders.
A lot of folks that we're speaking to on the streets, they're saying, hey, look, I have to pause the spending in my own household. Should the government take a look to strategically do the same?
Absolutely. And Republicans in the last General Assembly session, that's the first thing we ought to look at is freezing any increases in discretionary spending, and also trying to reevaluate these mandated spending increases.
Since the last General Assembly session, when the state faced what totaled a $3 billion fiscal cliff, Governor Moore announced a $17 million investment in decarbonizing public schools. Since then, his office also announced a $10.5 million investment in a new vehicle processing center at Trade Point Atlantic for luxury car manufacturer McLaurin. Another $62 million was announced in state funding to ensure SNAP benefits in November, including $10 million to Maryland Food Security Partners. Among many other investments or spending of taxpayer dollars for special projects, we reported Governor Moore went on a hiring spree of state government workers, adding more than 3,300 executive branch jobs during his first 2 years in office, potentially amounting to more than $427 million in payroll and benefits annually.
Part of this is also recognizing that, the state government can't do everything that it wanted to do.
Dr. Darius Irani, chief economist for the Regional Economic Studies Institute at Towson University, was asked if state spending increases at its current levels is sustainable and should be paused.
Yes, I want the federal state government to really look at its budget and make sure that the missions of each of the agency are aligned with the purpose of providing those services.
Why are we back here at the same spot? And also, more importantly, what does it look like after, say, election year?
Well, number one, the governor had a shadowy super PAC that ran ads on his behalf this last summer saying, we solved this budget deficit, we have a budget surplus, which was not true because we now still have a budget deficit. The out years, as you've asked about, we now look at budget deficits that are even worse than what we face this coming session with a $1.5 billion deficit. It's looking like $3 and $4 billion in out years and growing.
We turned a budget deficit into a budget surplus.
As State Senator Reedy says, despite Governor Moore championing a balanced budget and strategic investments,
our economy is growing.
The Maryland Department of Legislative Services forecasts that the upcoming fiscal year shortfall of $1.5 billion will balloon to nearly $4 billion by 2031. We will continue to press for answers on how the governor plans to balance the budget. In Annapolis, I'm Gary Collins with Spotlight on Maryland.
Hey, I'm Mackenzie Frost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out Fox Baltimore on all of our social media pages for more videos just like this.